stay right next to me, Mokuba. Ah! What? Hold on. It's our stepfather's old house.
Another blast from our past. Look, it's a virtual projection of our first day in this house.
That's right. It's the day Gozaburo took us home from the orphanage.
And it was no picnic.
Now, if a train from Boston is traveling at 180 miles per hour and a train from New York is traveling at the same
Wake up! I sincerely apologize for interrupting your lesson, Professor. But it seems young Seto was more concerned with the backs of his eyelids. Continue. I have strict orders. My boss has no patience for slackers.
What? I don't slack.
I hear you're falling behind in your studies. So you'll no longer have the weekends off, starting immediately.
But I've been working so hard.
Not hard enough. You must have discipline, Seto. It's the only way to crush your enemies.
But I don't have enemies.
Of course you do. You're just not aware of them yet. You have to learn that you can trust no one at all, including me.
Sleeping? Already? You still have one more lesson left tonight. And you left this textbook behind. If I were you, I'd be more careful next time.
Whatever you say, Hobson.
Your next lesson's in 1 hour.
I can't take this.
Dear Seto, I guess you found my hiding place. Remember, big bro, they can't take away everything from us. So enjoy my gift, but don't let them find it. Love, Moki.
Thanks, bro. My Duel Monsters cards. Well, they're not the greatest cards, but they're mine. Huh? A Blue Eyes White Dragon? Mokuba made me a Blue Eyes card. One day, I know I'll have the real thing in my deck. Just wait. It's a virtual simulation of my office.
This is my office.
What?
Huh?
No one disturbs me here.
I know that, but I'm sick of waiting to talk to you, and I have something important to say.
Seto, another virtual scene from the past.
I know this. It's the day I was finally able to work up the courage to confront our stepfather.
You're here to talk about your invention, right? Look, kid, I've already told you, it's no good.
Do you have any idea how long it took me to design that virtual video game software? You just can't admit that I invented something you never could. Right.
This little game of yours is of no use to me.
Open your eyes! My software could make this company billions of dollars!
That's enough, you little brat! We don't make children's toys here. Kaiba Corp is my company, and we make vehicles for combat. Got that? Now listen to me. If you're going to take over this company someday, you'll have to forget about your games. I adopted you so you can learn my family business. The business of fighting battles, defeating your enemies, and rising to ultimate power.
No way! You're insane!
Guards, take my stepson away.
Hey, take your hands off me! You can't treat me like this! You'll be sorry, you old fool! I'll never forget that day. Not only did my stepfather shoot down my virtual gaming program, but to make things worse, he stole my invention and passed it off as his own!
I was next in line to run the company until you forced your way to the top. I'll never forgive you for that.
All right, Seto. As of today, your formal education is over. It's time for you to start learning lessons in the real world. Now I have something to give you. I think you'll be quite pleased with it. Hobson, present Seto with his gift of $10 million. Relax, you two. Everything in life comes at a price, so if you think I'm just handing this money to you, then think again. I am lending you this small fortune as a test.
A test?
That's right. You have exactly 1 year to return the money to me. Is that clear? But you must pay me 10 times that amount next year. If you pass this test, you will prove to me you have the business skills necessary to call yourself a Kaiba. This is all explained in your contract, Seto. Pass and you earn the last name Kaiba. Fail and it's back to the orphanage.
I accept.
Now that's a very wise decision on your part. My assistant Lecter is the only one allowed to help you. You have 1 year to pass.
What are you gonna do, Seto? I mean, turning $10 million into $100 million in only 1 year seems impossible.
Hey, don't worry. See, business is just another game. Look, there are 100 cards here, right? Now pretend each card represents a piece of a company.
Yeah?
Well, this is where it all becomes a game. The trick is to own more cards than anyone else. If you can do that, you'll control the company.
And how many cards do you need to do that?
The magic number is 51. No one else can ever have more cards than you as long as you own 51 out of 100. That's how you win. Hey, Lecter, I need you to spend all $10 million of my money and buy me 51% of a company.
What kind of company, sir?
Any kind, as long as they value their workers. Come in.
Sir, I found and purchased the perfect company. This company is known for treating its employees like family.
How cool! Your very own company! Is it gonna make you all the money you need?
That's a good question. You see, this company doesn't make much money, but there is a way that I can use this company to get what I need right now. Force the president to run the company my way.
What? Why should I buy the company back at 10 times the price?
Because if you don't, I'll shut this place down, leaving all your employees jobless.
You are horrible, and you leave me with no choice.
With my help, you made 10 times your money back in that one day. And you got all the credit.
Well, of course. It was my business skills that earned me that money, Lecter. All you did was follow orders.
When your stepfather, Gozaburo, gave you $10 million to test your business skills. When you increased the cash by threatening a smaller company, he was impressed with your abilities and your cruelty. But that wasn't good enough for you, was it? You wanted more.
Seto, as Kaiba Corp's board of directors, we're curious why you've called us here.
Let me get straight to the point. You are all very talented men, yet my father treats you like dirt. That's why I've come to you today with a proposition that you'd be fools to refuse. Sign on to my plan, and we'll rule the Kaiba Corporation together as a team.
So slowly, we all started buying pieces of Kaiba Corp to try and take over the company. But securing the 51% we needed proved difficult. Then we realized that someone was leaking our plan to Gozaburo Kaiba. You told us that someone was your little brother, Mokuba!
How dare you betray me?
Seto!
Tell me, how could you rat me out like that?
I didn't tell Gozaburo! I swear, Seto!
You liar! Get out of my sight!
I'll never forget that. The most horrible day of my life.
By turning on your little brother, you forced Mokuba to run to your stepfather, Gozaburo, for comfort. Of course, Gozaburo had his own agenda. You see, Mokuba owned 2% of Kaiba Corp, exactly what Gozaburo needed to stay in control.
I have something to tell you. The Big Five and I have decided to take control of Kaiba Corp.
Wrong, but nice try. See, I knew about your plan to buy out Kaiba Corp, but you were only able to buy 49%. And I'm afraid that leaves me with 51. You lose, Seto, because this company is still mine. And as for you five, as punishment for betraying me, you're all fired! And I'll make sure you never work in this town again! Now clean out your desks and get out of my sight right now! And don't think you're off the hook, Seto! You're headed back to the orphanage, where ungrateful brats like you belong!
Not quite. He's staying.
What? How?
Easy. Because I'm giving my 2% of Kaiba Corp straight to you.
You're making a mistake, Mokuba! Remember how badly he treated you?
Seto and I are a team. I never turn my back on him.
You fool!
I have made up my mind.
You heard my brother. Now I'm the new president of Kaiba Corp.
Gozaburo was so ashamed that he ran away, and no one's heard from him since. So your cruel plan worked.
What's your point, Lecter?
You played us like fools. Mokuba wasn't the snitch. Now was he? It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Kaiba?
I don't believe it!
You knew that your stepfather liked people to think they were winning. So when he beat them, they'd feel that much worse. So you used Mokuba as a pawn. You began leaking information about your plan to Gozaburo and made everyone, including him, think it was Mokuba. So your stepfather let you gain 49% of his company, thinking Mokuba would give him the 2% he needed to stay in control. But you knew better, didn't you, Mr. Kaiba? You knew that your little brother would be loyal to you, no matter how poorly you treated him.
You're wrong. Mokuba was the only one I trusted. I knew that together he and I could take our stepfather down.
You used him to achieve your own selfish goals. You toyed with your brother's emotions and took advantage of his trust for you. Then you destroyed the very man who rescued you from that orphanage.
I've heard enough! Seto would never hurt me on purpose!
You never intended to run Kaiba Corp with us as a team like you promised. When you became president, you took away our responsibilities. You used me, just like you used everyone, including your little brother.
I'll put an end to my stepfather's nonsense once and for all.
Don't you know how to knock?
I guess you never taught me manners.
Have a seat. It's time for a father and son chat.
In your dreams.
Seto, just give in now. You'll make things much easier on yourself. Or you can choose to meet the same fate as your little friends. Take a look. My army of monsters is about to wipe them out.
Your little threats don't scare me at all. So why don't you let us go before I really get angry?
You haven't changed a bit. All right, I know the perfect way to settle our differences. Do you recall the chess match we had the day I met you? Well, I propose a rematch.
You are not worth my time. Why would I want to play chess against someone who couldn't even beat me when I was just a kid?
What makes you think I'm talking about you and I playing another chess game, Seto?
Then what did you have in mind, Gozaburo?
Take a guess. It's a game you're quite fond of. Duel Monsters!
Really? What are you up to?
You seem mad. I thought you'd jump at the chance to duel your stepfather to win your freedom.
You thought wrong, Gozaburo. You can't play with my life like it's a game.
Well, that's exactly what you did to me, Seto! On the day you stole the Kaiba Corporation from me.
How heartbreaking. You're here because I outsmarted you and took away your precious little company.
I'm here because the virtual world gives me limitless power! Soon I'll use it to digitize the world. But first, I'll get rid of you!
And why do you have to beat me in a duel to do that?
To humiliate you, like you humiliated me! And once I beat you at your favorite game, I'll make sure you never stand in my way again! I'll erase your mind and reprogram you as my servant! Then you'll obey my every command just like the rest of the world!
I have never served anyone but myself, and I've never backed down from a challenge either, Gozaburo. So let's duel. With the destruction of my past will come the rebirth of my future. The future I promised Mokuba he'd have.
Awesome sandcastle, Seto!
This is more than just a sandcastle, Moki. It's an amusement park, and someday it'll be real.
Awesome! A real theme park? Just for the two of us?
Not quite. First of all, everyone's invited.
They are?
And there's more. You and I are gonna open up a whole bunch of amusement parks all around the world. Every major city will have one. We'll be a household name. These things will be huge. Everyone on Earth will want a vacation at Kaiba Land.
You'll name it right after me, right?
Soon this nightmare will be over and I can start living my dream and keeping the promise I made to Mokuba.